YouTube poop. Where there's smoke, they pinch back.
Paul, and I'd like you to take 30 seconds to answer this. You're basically saying that we should take our marching orders from Al-Qaeda if they want us off the Arabian Peninsula.
No.
I'm saying we should take our marching orders from our Constitution. Constitution.
Maybe I'm missing something here. I mean, we're going to have kind of a nation-building corps from America? Absolutely not. Our military is meant to fight and win war.
Looks at the seating.
Once you got to Iraq and took it over and took down Saddam Hussein's government, then what are you going to put in its place? That's a very volatile part of the world, and if you take down the central government in Iraq, you can easily end up seeing pieces of Iraq fly off.
And besides, you know, some of our border guards are over in Iraq. I think they'd be better off on our borders, you know, protecting our borders, not in Iraq.
I just wonder what
President Bush,
too.
the Bush administration's open borders policy and its decision to ignore the enforcement of this country's immigration laws is part of a broader agenda. President Bush signed a formal agreement that will end the United States as we know it, and he took the step without approval from either the U.S. Congress or the people of the United States.
2005, an arrangement between Canada, Mexico, and the United States was made. This arrangement, unannounced to the public, unregulated by Congress, merges the United States, Mexico, and Canada into one entity, erasing all borders. It's called the North American Union. You might want to ask yourself why you've never heard of this. Why you've never heard of this. Why you've never heard of this. Why you've never heard of this.
Gentlemen,
Could I just make a comment? I'm not interested in trading with Al-Qaeda. All they want to trade is I don't want to travel with them. They like
Spaghetti!
I think one tonight's Republican debate, the winner is Ron Paul with
Over 9,000!
Let me see if I get this right. We need to borrow $10 billion from China, and then we give it to Musharraf, who's a military dictator who overthrew an elected government, and then we go to war, we lose all these lives promoting democracy in Iraq. I mean, what's going on here?
Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories.
Of a new world order, 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 of a new world order.
How can we help?
The men behind the curtain know this, and they also know that if people ever realize the truth of their relationship to nature and the truth of their personal power, the entire manufactured zeitgeist they prey upon will collapse like a house of cards.
And you gotta help us! If you need instructions on how to get through the
New world order.
check out the enclosed instruction book.